Welcome to RV Kitchen, and honey, it's gonna be a nice cool spring day. So, for tonight's dinner, I want something comforting, maybe a cabbage soup. Well, after a good old RV kitchen raid, honey, I found everything to make a perfect, cheap, easy, and delicious cabbage soup. Now, honey, we eat a lot of cabbage in the fall, but I think we eat twice as much in the springtime. In a large soup pot, I've got 1 pound of ground turkey and 1 pound of ground beef that's just browning up. Now, honey, keep in mind that's optional. Feel free to use chicken, that works just fine. But tonight we're going a little Italiano with this, so we're going to go with the ground beef and turkey. And then I've got some spuds that we're fixing to head south. Those are the cute little jewel mixes, those fancy ones. And I've got a small head of cabbage. Now, once your ground meat gets all nice and brown, honey, we got a good color. We're going to drop in 1 tablespoon of garlic. Use 4 cloves if you're going for the fresh. A little dash of some pepper flakes because we like a little spice in our life. And a seasoning that I just love paired up with cabbage is going to be some caraway seeds. I love fried cabbage with caraway thrown in at the last minute. It's fabulous. And then, of course, honey, your kitchen seasoning basics of salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and then, of course, parsley because greenery is always nice. And I'm even going to get crazy with a little jazzed up lemon pepper there. But again, honey, that's optional. Use your strong hand and give it a good old stir, and then we're going to let that hang out for a second while I head over to the pantry and grab out 1 small can of fire-roasted tomatoes with the chilies. Now, baby, if you don't like tomatoes, that's okay. You can work right around it. Leave this part out, and then what you're going to do is later on I'm going to add in tomato sauce. Leave that out, and you're going to go for 3 to 4 cups of good stock. Chicken stock works great. You can use beef, whatever you got on hand. And once them tomatoes get all married on up, you're going to dump in your potatoes. Now, I've just quartered those into about a good old bite size. And speaking of bite size, honey, go ahead and have the heart of the cabbage. It is the best piece. That was always a treat when I was little. All right, looks like the party's going good, so we're going to add in our next ingredient. I've got 2 cups of chicken stock. So if you're omitting the tomato part, that's 2 additional cups there. It's really also depending on how thick or thin you want your soup. And then, honey, I'm going to toss in 1 dried bay leaf. Bring the heat on down to about a medium high, and then we're going to dump in 1 bag of seasoning blend, or you can just do 1 small onion. Now, the seasoning blend, you know I put it in everything, honey. It's got celery, bell pepper, parsley, onion. It's got the works in it. And shoot, for the price of onions nowadays, you can buy a whole bag of seasoning blend. All right, pop a lid on there and let that hang out for a minute. And honey, it's going to be smelling good. Give that a good stir, and then we're ready for our next ingredient. Now, anytime I catch a jar of sort of pasta sauce, Alfredo, anything that's caught on sale, honey, I'll buy up a couple of extra, keep them in the back of the cabinet because they're great for anything in a pinch. So, 1 jar of marinara sauce is going in, and then we're going to shred up that small head of cabbage and dump that in too. And honey, if you're in a pinch where you don't have time to clean and shred up a head of cabbage, well, just go grab you some of that bag coleslaw mix, the kind that's the angel hair where it's nothing but the green cabbage. Toss that on in, honey, and it works just fine. And in that same jar with the marinara sauce, I'm going to add in a good slug of water and then just let this roll on for a couple of minutes. Once your cabbage has wilted down and those potatoes are nice and tender, well, honey, you've got a fabulous dinner. And honey, this holds very well in the fridge. So if you're making this ahead, don't worry, it's only going to taste better. Now, when it comes to serving this up, honey, you can do whatever you want. It goes great with crackers, little sandwiches, whatever you have on hand. But tonight, I think I'm going to serve this up with a nice blanket, put on a good movie, and enjoy this nice, cool spring night. Now, open up, baby, because the next time I see you, we'll be back at the RV kitchen. Go on, try it, baby. Be careful, it's hot. Oh.